Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Tis the 22nd of October. Market is open. So I'm a couple of minutes late. Now, I have my Guardian Angel set, so I can't take a trade during the first 10 minutes. So it just gives the market time to just open and do what it's got to do and settle down a little bit. It just seems to be safer for me. So, Speedy, good morning to you. Karina, good morning to you. What is going on? So we've had this couple of legs down. It looks like a channel with a break pushed down to a new low. A retest. Or two pushes to a new low and a retest. So ordinarily something like this wouldn't be a bad option for a trade to go long. But it is a bit early. So there's a leg there, couple of legs up and a leg. So I noticed yesterday I had these areas sort of marked out and down the bottom as well. However, it was something like this. And I missed out on a trade, or was a little bit higher. I missed out on a trade and Mac marked it. So I never seem to see, hey Philip, how you doing, buddy? I never seem to see Mac even mention previous days. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to him anymore, because there was a trade yesterday that I missed. I think it was here. I had this area sort of mapped out as where it was bouncing. And there was a channel down and a nice second entry followed by a lower high, and it worked perfectly. You could see it there trapping some longs, and it worked perfectly. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to what's happened on previous days. Hey Tony, how you doing, mate? So I do miss the odd trade. So I think I missed more than I would have saved. So I think it's definitely worth me, but Mac marked it. Loads of people took it, and that one as well, the failure. In fact, it was kind of like a triple test, wasn't it? There was a failure there, lower high there, but it was a triple test. Now, there's a failed second entry. Short was triggered there. You may call that high or low. So there was longs triggered there, and obviously as that came down, it up all those longs. We had a couple of nice legs down, so it would have been a nice trade, that. So I'm probably not going to pay too much attention to previous days and see if it makes a difference. You never hear Mac talking about it ever. So previous day levels matter only if you're... Yeah, it does really, doesn't it? The trouble is, when you sort of learn about trading and you sometimes watching videos or watching more videos of people trading, talking about their... the areas where they get in and out, sometimes can kind of make things worse, I think, can't it? I don't think it can help, really. But I mean, even if I was swing trading and sort of jumping in here, it would have taken me out anyway. But yeah, I tend to go for 3 points, and even coming down to this area. But that was a trade I missed yesterday. So I'm not going to focus on previous days. You never hear Mac talking about them. And in all honesty, if they were really... Now, bearing in mind, Mac only goes for a point, so that may make a difference, but he does go for runners, so it's just one of those things, isn't it? I think if I remember back, there's been one or two over the weeks or over the months, just one or two that I could have taken, but I didn't because of what the previous day was looking like, and I would have won the trade. So all in all, I think I'll be slightly better off just paying attention to the price action and forgetting about what's happened previously. But if you look at that, we sort of had this channel down there. We had two legs up, bearish bar. Luckily, it didn't trigger. That one did, and never came back up to that anyway. So those two legs up, and that worked nicely. But so we had a break, push down. Well, two pushes to a new low. We had a new low there and another one. And this, to me, looks like the type of trade. I would have taken this if I did mention this. I would have taken this if I could have done, because this is the type of trade which will end up here. It may break down a bit, but push up. But often when you get that third test down the bottom, you get that massive push. So I'm going to put a mark there just because I think that type of trade, I prefer it being a little bit more full and touching this bottom, but I am starting to pay attention to those because I often see us up here after an hour. So I'm going to put, in fact, let's put something a little different, otherwise I'm going to wonder what it is. Let's just put this little thing. Can I make this any bigger? Why can't I make this any bigger? It's unusual. Anyway, let's just put a little arrow, although it's probably going to move. Wrong way around. Let's just do that. Let's get rid of that. So that one, get a grip, let's get a grip. So that one, as I say, I would prefer it touching that bottom push up break. So, but you know, the more you sat in front of these charts, the more you do notice certain things. And so many times I notice a big push down overnight, a break, 2 pushes to a no low and a retest, and quite often we end up here. So that, quite often I've noticed, is often a very small bar. But I would much prefer it down here as a triple test. So I just put that down there out of curiosity just to see what happened, because in all honesty, there may be something wider. It's possible. A leg down and a bit sideways and then a leg down. Let's have a look. I did say I wasn't going to do this, but let's not pay attention to this. So it kind of does look like it works. So I think it's something to pay attention to. Whether it'll hold or what, I don't know. But as we bounce here, we haven't come down to the bottom. So maybe that would work. Jan, how you doing, mate? Hi, I made an update to the page and it's out on the webpage. Fantastic. I'll look into that later. Thank you, my friend. Are you going for 3 points in all trade? Yes, I am, yeah. First trade I took yesterday, I got out for 2. That's because of the highs. It would have made 3, but only by a couple of ticks, and then it would have reversed. To be honest with you, I don't take a lot of trades. There's not a lot of trades, I think, around at the moment that, you know, good trades are pats. So I try, and when I do get a good trade, I try and just get as much as I can out of it. So yeah. So I've got just under a minute before I can trade. In fact, I may change it to the first 5 minutes. It's just I took an impulsive trade a few days ago, and we had a little bit of volatility from some reason. My ATM strategy didn't open, just an order, and it went against me quick. And by the time I sort of realised, I sort of hesitated, and it started to go against me, and I took a bit of a loss. So 30 seconds, and these should become active, and I can trade me PAs then. So that one does look like so far it's holding. That's interesting. So we've got a channel, a break, and a new high. The only bit about going short here for me is the fact that, look at that. We're at the bottom of the channel. We're at the bottom of the channel. We're at the bottom of the channel. We're struggling to get down here. And again, so that tells me we'll more likely have a break. So let me just check. Got orders open.
Order submitted.
Yes, superb.
Order cancelled.
Ryan, I usually go for 6 to 8 ticks, depending on the market momentum. I might give for. Best thing to do, mate, is to go back over your. I had a chat with. I think it was you, Tony, wasn't it? Best thing to do is go back over your trades. Now, I always save my chart every day. Go back over your trades and work out if you'd have taken 6 ticks, 8 ticks, or 12 ticks. Work out how much you'd have made. But bearing in mind, even a crap trade sometimes will do 4 ticks. So, you know, if you've taken crap trades, I wouldn't count those. The decent trades, look at them. And you'll know then whether it's worth going for. That's what I did. I went back over my trades. I also went over Marco's trades. I even looked at Mac's trades as well. But Mac does take more riskier trades, in my opinion, because he goes for 4 ticks. So as long as he's got 6 ticks to get out, he'll go for a 4-tick trade. I won't see. So I am wondering whether there is more of a range here. So I'm on the fence here. I'm guessing. Let's put that there. Let's just pull this out the way a minute. Yeah, I'm starting to go off that downtrend. It does work, but when you take it away, it kind of looks a bit clearer without it. So if I had taken that trade, just out of interest, it went up to, say, 5 1/4. So you'd have been 5 points anyway there, but 2 legs back, there is a new high. Now, I don't want to go long here, just in case that downtrend is in play. I don't think it is. I think we're likely to have a break here, but how far it comes up, I don't know. This area is playing a part. So if I go long here, I don't know how much space there is. So it is 2 legs back, but we have made a new high. So it could be a break, 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go higher, and then down. So it may trigger that bar there. So I'm staying out of a trade at the moment. Thomas Wade has got the range as well. So he's got the down, same as me, but this is the bit that's making me a bit nervous, so I'm just sitting tight here at the moment. It has worked. Well, certainly worked for 2 points. Yeah, okay, it's worked for 3 points. The trouble is, when you've had a break, we've already had a new high, so technically that's played out. So taking another high. Now, if that bearish bar had triggered, if that green bar had triggered by that bearish bar, that may interest me a little bit more, but so I'll see what I will do. So channel down with a break, new low. So 2 pushes down to a new low and a retest. So it'll be interesting to see where this is going. But once it gets up here towards here, I put that line there, which is why I was a little dubious about going along there. Would it have made 3 points? I think it might have just done. So a tick above there. No, it wouldn't have done. So no, it wouldn't. So I was right to stay out that. It may hold. It looks like it's going to, but I'm glad I didn't take that because I took it because this line looked, well, somehow of interest. And once we got a tick above it, we had a little pullback. So I'm glad I stayed out of it, regardless of whether it does eventually push up. I'm not getting involved here. There's not much room to the top of this. If I was taking a tick or something, well, that's forget it for definite now. Wondering, you know what? I wonder. So, break, new low. So we've had one leg up. Second leg up. Is this thing going to start pushing down? I wonder. So channel break, new low. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Let's see if this pushes straight through that EMA. Because there looks like to be two legs up there. One leg. Let's do that there. Yeah, so we got one leg up, two legs up, and a big bearish bar. So that's something to keep an eye on. So two legs up. This could come down. You know about there? Yeah, it's too big a bar for me, and I mean it went up for a couple of points, but it wouldn't have made three. It's kind of moved 3/4 of the width of that channel anyway, so there's not a lot of space left. Luckily, it did push up a little bit, so you got 2 points. So the trouble is, this is going up quite slowly, and the second entry long from here, it could fail. Now, I don't know whether I'm overthinking this, but just a quick scan of the overall. We got this down channel overnight with a break and a new low. One push up, second. So we've had two attempts. That attempt failed, came back down, and this attempt is in play, but it hit around about the right place and dropped bearish. So if we get a second entry long, it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Because we got up so far and it failed, and now we're up again. So, trouble is, a lot of times you get in here, you get a second entry long, you jump into it, it triggers you, and then pushes down, and you wonder what happened. Yeah, the good thing about going for 3 points is a couple of trades a week will give you if trading 2 contracts will give you an average of $600. If you did that over a month, I mean that's 12, that's 20, that's $2,500 a month. The 8 trades, you could afford to lose the next 2 and still, be $1,800-$1,900 up. So you don't need a lot of trades. I've got to say, when I started this about 3.5 years ago, there seemed to be a lot more trades around, and it worries me sometimes. You hear about these algorithms, they know where your stops are. They're aware of, certain strategies, and, you don't know whether it's just going to get harder and harder for us. Now, what I will say is when you sit here every day, you do notice things, and I'm pretty sure, just like when you're driving down the road, you're not really aware you're doing it, but you're constantly micro-adjusting, to the road. If you're driving down the motorway, you don't really think what you're doing so much, do you? You just automatically do it, and your hands have kind of got a little mind of their own. So I do think that we kind of adjust the way we do things ever so slightly that we probably don't notice, because we all hear stories about these algorithms programmed by some kind of maths genius, guys fresh out of university with degrees coming out their arse pocket, and it does make you wonder whether You know, they're kind of looking at where traders get in, traders with a lot less money that can be very easily manipulated by, you know, the big guys. So it's hard to say really, but Mac's been trading for 25 years and he thinks the price actually hasn't changed. So I don't know. I mean, Mac wouldn't have been able to trade that way for 25 years if that was the case. Having said that, you know, technology is changing at a rapid rate. Okay, so there's a possibility of a second entry long here. Now, ordinarily, in a channel like that, you would probably take that. But I'm a bit concerned here because of these two pushes up. We didn't get to the top here. So, I don't know, a second entry long may be a risky trade here. But I think, really, maybe I think too much and I should probably take it. I don't know. Trouble is, we've come up here and we've pulled back. We're up here again and we've pulled back. So, fortunately, not with how the NQ is looking, I wouldn't. Yeah, bar's enough anyway, so. False orders to get moved. Yeah, sure, that's right. No bar, yeah. Yeah, I was looking at Bookmap last night, noticing a lot of these in this heat map. You can see these orders coming in like that, and as prices are getting towards them, a lot of them are disappearing. So, yeah. So let's have a look. If this pushes right up bullish, I don't think this will be a bad option, but I have a feeling it's not going to. So maybe it is two legs up. Maybe this thing's coming crashing down. Who knows? Look at that. Now, where's that going? What a little devil. Do you know what? Thomas Ways just said, the more I look, the more I like the failed second entry long, which would be that one. But that second entry long's worked. Well, working. So where's it going? You could bet there's going to be some stops above there. Well, look at that. Sometimes thinking isn't a good idea, is it? I know it's got 3 points. If it gets above there or anywhere close to there, it will, I think. But I just brought this down a bit because it kind of visually looks a little better to me. I'm going to take this to about there. So second entry long, 1, 2, 3. You could say this is a triple test. My only slight concern is we've had a second entry long. We've pushed up. We haven't made a new high. So that is a failure, but it's a damn big bar. So you got to be so careful here. 4 points of risk on that signal bar. Yeah, I wouldn't have taken it, to be honest with you. I just don't know what's happening here. We've had this, haven't we? See.
Order
I'm
filled.
going to do this because I actually kind of like it. There's going to be some liquidity there. We've bounced 1, 2, 3, so I think that's worth it personally. There's bound to be a ton of stops there. If it gets below there, it should hit my order pretty sharpish, I think. It is a bit more risk than I wanted to go for, but 1, 2, 3. If you say 1, 2, 3, it's definitely a triple test, isn't it, in a range, I think, so it'd be nice for it to come down the bottom, but if it gets below there, then it should hit my target. My only slight concern is 1, 2, 3. Is that a triple test on that midline? Oof, could screw me here. There's definitely going to be some stops below there. I was hoping if it got below there, I'm 2 ticks away. It should smash through my thing there, but yeah, it's only a 425, isn't it? 425 leg. Let's see if it traps that long. On one trade, isn't it? 30% on one trade. So my drawdowns, what's my drawdown? $1,500 now. I'm still well within that, to be fair. Excuse me. No, I've got one more, but I've taken a 300 and I've taken a trade on that this morning, number 98. And that one I can trade out of hours as well, so I'm trading that separate. This is frustrating, isn't it? I'm going to take a risky and put that above there. I think that's the safest place, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm only trading 3 of them. One I've taken a trade on this morning. What number is it? 98. Yeah, 98. That's that one. I took a $400 trade on earlier. So this is 101, isn't it? 101. Yeah, it is. I just like 3 tests of this, or 1, 2, 3 tests of this. If it gets below there, I really was hoping that was. It got a couple of ticks away. If it got below there with that second entry long, it would have eaten through that, I think. Well, the 3, I can only trade between 2:40 and 6 o'clock. This other individual one, I can trade that out of hours. Because I'm trying to do a little bit of trading out of hours as well, because all for the last nearly 2 years I've traded with people watching me, and it kind of feels like a safety net, so I'm trying to sort of step out the what's it. How come violation 30% is 750? To lose 7, that's in one trade, by the way. That's in one trade. Yeah, that's the most you can lose in one trade, apparently, $750. London session would be better. I've never done the London session. My only slight concern is we got one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go. This looks like it's going up. I just hope, I hope it doesn't. Yeah, 30% in a single trade. Yeah, in one trade it says. That little bar there has triggered, so hopefully we'll see. I do like the bar. I have put it there. That's the safest place in my opinion. It is a bit more risk, I know. It's an extra couple of ticks. But if you took that one, often the best sort of set up 2 legs often will hold, but I don't know what it's going to here. Definitely someone protecting that area, which is good for me so far. We'll see. Yeah, trouble is, it's a 3-hour video. How are you supposed to watch 3 hours? There's going to be one hell of a lot of stops above there. We need to get below there. So we've had a break, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher, failure. Hopefully this comes down. Get below there, I'll be all right, I think. Let's hope so, Tony. Triple test, lower high. There'll be some stops there. There'll be a ton of stops there. This needs to be a lower high, really. I'm going to have to put that there, I think, because my limit for the day is $500. I won't be able to trade otherwise. I think there's a bit of grace of $50, I think, so we'll see. So 2 legs back, 1, 2, 3, triple test, come on. Yeah, has gone congestion. I was tempted to get out there, but sometimes when I get out, I kind of decided just to sort of leave it alone. We're clearly struggling to get up there. Here we go now, look. Hopefully we have a flush down. There'll be some longs there, I dare say. Come on.
Order filled.
Oh, shoot. I think that is my doing too well lately. I'm struggling lately. I am for some reason. I don't think I could open an order. No, it won't let me open an order. I'm just struggling. I'm really struggling lately for some reason. To be honest with you, looking at it now, yeah, there were some stops up here, but it's clearly struggling to get down there. So we're pushing up. You could say triple test and we're off up. But I'm just struggling at the moment. I seem to have these months and months of sort of everything working fine. And then I just seem to be struggling. It's system allows more losers than original max. Yeah, I just go through these moments where things are tough and then, you know, but I'm struggling at the moment, to be honest with you. So I can't trade now, folks, so I am done. That's kind of how it is. It stops me from trading, so I'm just going to have to leave it alone for the day. So my apologies. So have a good day if you're carrying on. Best of luck, and I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, for a better day. So I'll leave you to it. Bye for now.